Welcome to the Fasting Podcast, Wow, Wellness and Optimal Weight. I'm your host, Julie Phillips, Certified Natural Health Professional. This is episode 71, When to Eat with Intermittent Fasting. First and foremost, it should be the timing that works the best for you. Secondly, it should be flexible so it doesn't dominate your time in your life. And having a social life and family time, I believe, should definitely be a priority. Eating when you first get up may be premature, even though you might be used to it. So ask yourself, am I really hungry? And by the way, habits can be formed so that you don't have to eat the moment you get out of bed. I used to do that many years ago, just out of habit. Hormones soon after rising may be conducive to eating in the morning. So if it feels right to eat around 9 or 10 or 11 a.m., see how that feels so you aren't deprived. Eating too close to bedtime can interfere with the circadian rhythm. And there's a doctor, he has a real long name, but I call him Dr. Sachin Panda. He did studies in 2015 and 16 where you could end up concluding that maybe you should consider not eating 3 hours before bed. And during your deep sleep, typically in the evening, starting around 10 p.m., the body starts its repair cycle, and at certain hours it's repairing the liver versus some other organs. So it'd be nice if you are going to bed around 10 p.m. or later to try not to eat after 7 p.m., and that might avoid that late night snacking a lot of people have gotten into a habit of doing. And why spend repair time and energy during the night doing digestion when it could be doing the more valuable work? The evening hours definitely are prone to snacking for a lot of people, so maybe we should just avoid those and see if we can get used to it. If you're on a different shift, working night shifts, then you have to adjust for that, of course. But an eating window, if you choose to have one, which is what people typically call time-restricted eating, and a lot of people call it intermittent fasting, is kind of a good idea. If you're wanting to lose fat, a fasting window helps to burn off the food eaten and what's stored as excess carbohydrates, glycogen stores in the muscles and liver. That is going to be burned first. What you ate, then the glycogen stores, before the body will be ready to simultaneously break down protein/muscle, by the way, and fat. So if you're securing your muscle, now you can pretty well make the body burn the fat. And if you keep eating carbs throughout the entire day, or really eating food all day long, and you've got carbs perhaps going into those glycogen stores in the muscles and liver, when will the body get around to burning fat? So if you're not trying to burn fat, you feel like you're at your optimal weight, your right fat percentage, because you did a body composition scale, you can get those on Amazon for less than $30. An eating window can still give time for the digestive system to rest and can focus on providing energy for other important things. So if you are choosing an eating window, what can work for you? 8-hour eating window? If you're wanting to burn more fat, maybe a 4, 5, or 6-hour eating window. And if you are using the eating window, do you want it to span a typical meal time so you can maybe have lunch or dinner with friends, family, or colleagues? Now here's an example of a 6-hour eating window. Noon to 6 p.m. So if you want to eat out lunch with friends or family, that covers the noon time or an early dinner. A lot of people who are really conscientious trying to burn fat before they go to bed, they'll try to stop eating by 3 p.m. Now, how about the number of meals? You might want to check out episode 12 on 1, 2, or more meals a day. And the suggestion in that podcast episode was 2 meals a day. Skip the snacking if you can and if you want to. And that'll give the body time to deplete what it had in the previous meal. So if you chose a 5-hour eating window, what if the 2 meals were 11 a.m. and 3:30 p.m. ending at 4? So now you've got a nice little gap in there. For a lot of people, it's easy to wait till 11 a.m. And if they eat and are done by 4, it's easy for them to get through to bedtime. That gives you, again, a lunch where you could eat out with other people. So when we eat can definitely be habit forming and we can get used to the new timing. But even if you chose to do only 2 meals, What if you ate them one meal with good content, hopefully all organic and all natural whenever possible? It's really important what we eat and how much we eat. But if you ate 2 meals and you didn't have them within a certain time window, you had one in the morning and one in the afternoon or early evening, that would still accomplish an awful lot for people, and that way you wouldn't feel restricted in setting a watch or a timer on your phone to know what time to eat. So that might work for some people, just to say, I'm going to do 2 excellent natural meals per day and try to avoid the snacking, but allow yourself the freedom, because if you have flexibility, you can feel like you have freedom and choices, which is really important to being happy with your life. So when you're pursuing a major rapid goal for losing weight or toxic fat, remember that if you change the eating window daily, like eating your first meal at 11 a.m. one day and your first meal at 2 p.m. the next day and 8 a.m. the next day, that doesn't give you a continuous amount of hours between eating. It changes every day. So for example, if you're in this mode, I want to burn a lot of fat, I want to burn it quick with an eating window. If you did 11 a.m. every day for your number of hours, now you know consistently while you're doing this, you're starting to eat at 11 and you're ending eating caloric food at whatever time you chose, whether it's 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, whatever. So just keep that in mind, that you don't just pick a calendar day. And when people choose to do a 24-hour fast, they'll often choose like noon to noon. Now they're allowed to eat on both days. Or we also did an episode on the short-term fast with 48 or 72 hours especially, so you can throw those in to your regimen as well. My preference is maybe when I'm trying to lose fat, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m., and if I was doing a 6-hour window, maybe meals at 11 a.m. and then 4:30 p.m. to be done by 5. Possible next steps: review that episode 12 that we talked about on how many meals a day. Direct any questions to me, Julie, at jpwowprograms.com. And so our website is jpwowprograms.com. You'll find the slides for all of our episodes. You'll find some of them have charts, our favorite natural WOW products, a blog article every week, and the new WOW Lifeboat Freedom video system for income from showing the videos to earn income from the WOW natural products. And you have a choice initially of 8 different companies. Remember, stay positive, focused, and determined, because where the mind goes, energy flows.